Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Greg. I'm going to go to cryptocurrency market. I'm going to stay away from the TradFi markets. Guys just want crypto. Who cares about TradFi, man? It's not correlated. Hey, here's the deal. Trend wise are correlated. Long-term trend wise, they're correlated, guys, for the most part. I just don't see the S&P 500 due to 1929 crash and Bitcoin going up. But hey, until it shows me on the charts, I'll believe it. So here's the deal, though, guys, is that I think a massive pump in Bitcoin is going to be showing up at some point. Now, when's that going to happen? Can it drop to 25K or something like that? But I think a massive pump is going to be coming that's just going to surprise the crap out of everybody. I think it's going to be the Bitcoin ETF pump or some sort of pump. There's some pretty big YouTubers just saying, hey, this is just correction. So I want to show you some data I'm looking at. All right, real quick, we're going to go over the charts. No news. I know I'm not going to show any news. I don't want to be some news guy, man, like that. Go watch Cryptos RS. I think he's out of the news ones I think he's the best. Personally, I think he's got the, if I want to watch news, that's who I watch. So that's just my take on it. But here's the deal, man. I'm on the CME futures and I'm going to go over Bitstamp chart on it. Okay. So it's still clearly in a range. And if it breaks down from that range, it'll go down. If it breaks up, it'll go up. It's under 200 period. It's all kinds of just real bearishness to it, guys. But I think this thing is going to pump. I think it might break down. I think this thing's going to pump. So here's the reason why I say Bitcoin can pump. I don't know why. It's just something I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's going to do some freaking crazy pump over here, I think, guys. Okay. So first off, I got these fib targets. It's still looking at 30. These fib targets keep updating on the weekly, on the Bitstamp chart and on the CME futures chart, guys, right here. You see this? Up to, I'd say 36K. I think it's kind of wishful thinking right now, but you never know, man. The reason why is that I was looking at this data down here in the Bitstamp with the stochastics. Let me remove this. Let me show you something, okay? So we have Bitcoin started its trend down here on the weekly on the stochastics, right? Okay. And it went bullish, right? And it ramped up right there. Okay. And then came back down, corrected it. Okay. And this area right here. So the stochastics on the weekly is telling us this whole freaking thing's a correction more than likely, right? So some sort of A, B, C move, more than likely. So you see right here on this weekly, right here, boom. And you see it stopped and it looked like it went boom and it came all the way down. And look how low this is right now. Look how low that is right now, guys. It's lower than it was over here. It's lower than it was over here. Technically, you could say this is a massive amount of hidden bull on the weekly. Okay. And that's what I'm saying. Now, short term, guys, you can get a drop in there. Okay. So you got to be aware of that. You have to be aware. This is on a weekly chart. And then if you look at the weekly over here, right, it has hidden bull on the RSI too to this point. Okay. So that's why I'm saying it could be a pump. Now let me go to the Bitstamp chart. Bitstamp. Okay. 2518. Same signals over here for Bitcoin. Okay. Let me remove all this stuff. All right. Now the algos are saying maybe some sideways and then a pump up or something like that. But you have the same signals, right? So on the weekly, this is how I'm looking at that. So here's its trend start, right? The November, December low. Up and then all the way through there, right? And then start bleeding it off on this section right here. Had this pump up and then back down. And look where it is on the weekly right now, guys. Same thing over here. And we got a massive amount of hidden bull on both these oscillators on the weekly. Okay. Now, Bitcoin on the Bitstamp chart is holding right onto that 40-period moving average. If it doesn't break this 40, okay? If it does, let me say if it does, I think it's going to come down. But if it doesn't, you could see some sort of like massive swing up like this. Like Bitcoin is probably, I'm expecting, who knows how this is going to play out. I'm just going to give you an example, guys. Big swing up, back down, and boom, something like that. Or Bitcoin could come down like this and have a swing up and back down, and then boom, like that, guys. I just think that that's going to be happening. All right. And the other reason I say that is on total two. Here's total two over here, guys. Okay, so total two ultimately is going to drop like a rock. Okay, in my opinion. So usually with this configuration, you see how those moving averages are set up like that, guys. Usually with that configuration, it just doesn't drop from here. It doesn't. Okay, usually what you see, and give you guys a brush. Usually what you see, it's right on that massive support, all the way through there from March of 21. Okay. So usually you want to see something like this. It'll cross through the 9 and the 21 on the weekly and get back up there. And it might even get up there too. Or it might come back down like this and do like this. Okay. You're not going to have as much strength as you will with Bitcoin in the total two. But I think that everything to me for Bitcoin is setting up for, once it's finished in this area, a massive, like a very, very aggressive bounce. Okay. Especially since the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ were in their little correction phase and still going up for a wave. So that's what I'm expecting, guys, with this. I want to put that together. I'm expecting this. I don't think it's going to get to 36K, but I'm thinking it's going to test. Bitcoin is going to test that top area again. Okay. And get back up to like 29 or 30. As a matter of fact, let me go to the daily, and it's showing you guys here, on the daily, the algos are updating to the top, not to the bottom anymore. Up here, like 28.1 to 29.1 to as high as 29.8. And everybody, now don't get me wrong, it could do this. Think about this, right? It could come down, boom, and then maybe like that, right? But on the weekly, it's, the candle is not going to be much difference. But then Bitcoin could do a boom like that. That's what I'm thinking could happen, okay? Because, it just, to me, it just makes sense it's going to do that, guys. This thing's been in such, look at this downtrend, I mean, technically it's still in a daily downtrend. It's still in a weekly downtrend. Don't get me wrong. It's still in that. But this downtrend since what? 12th July, down, little pumps up there. And then possibly, maybe a touch here, maybe a touch there. And then this thing is just going to freaking whiz, boom, boom, boom. And then boom. And it could whiz back up like even like that, the 29.7, guys, is what I'm thinking. And at a minimum, it'll do a 50% retrace. That's what I'm checking out there. So let's say it gets back down here, 50%, 28.4, 618, 29.3, even as high as 786 is 30K is what I'd be looking at, guys, right here with Bitcoin. So I'm expecting Bitcoin to do a rip, and it's going to be an aggressive rip. It's going to be like one of these probably, guys, at some point, like just hanging around in there. Hey, you man, Greg, you said it was going to rip. You're going to rip. Okay. And what's going to happen is like, you'd be like this. Hey, Greg, you said it was going to rip, man. What happened, man? I put in some longs, man. And look, I'm about to get stopped out. And then you go to sleep, and then what's going to do? Take the liquidity at what? 25,000, take the liquidity, right? And then you're going to wake up the next morning and it's going to be boom, like that. That's what it's probably going to do, guys. Something like that. Some freaking huge candle. And it could probably still go up beyond that too. That's what I think Bitcoin's going to do, guys. Seriously, man. So I think a pump is coming. I think a pump is coming with Bitcoin. If you made all the way to the end, do me a huge favor. Drop a like. Hit the subscribe button. Peace.